Okay, we're going to do another proof here. We're going to prove that sine x plus cosine x times cotangent x is equal to cosecant x. And like I mentioned before, another good strategy here is to consider simplifying what looks complicated rather than complicating what looks already simple. Meaning that I'm going to try to simplify this more complicated looking expression to this rather than going from the simple version to the complicated version. Okay, so I'm going to start with the left hand side again, and that's equal to sine x plus cosine x cotangent x. I'm going to rewrite cotangent x as its quotient identity. You'll remember that that is cotangent x equals cosine x over sine x. So I'm just going to replace cotangent x with that expression. I'll do that in red. So this is sine x is still there. Same with the cosine x. And now I have cosine x again. Oh, sorry, I told you I'd do that in red. Cosine x over sine x. So again, all I've done is I've replaced cotangent x with its quotient identity. Okay, so this now gives me sine x plus these two cosines here just make cosine squared, and that will be over sine x. So that's cosine squared x over sine x. Now where to go from here? Well, remember, this right here is where I want to end up. And you'll notice that that is one single term. Right now, I have two terms. So likely the next step that I will have to take is to add them together. Whenever I'm adding fractions, I need to make sure I have common denominators. The denominator of this fraction is sine x. The denominator of this term technically is 1, right? You can put any value over 1 and it doesn't change its value, right? So in doing that, I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by something so that it matches sine x over here. So obviously I just multiply the bottom by sine x and the top by sine x. Okay, so that gives me sine x times sine x on the top, so that's just sine squared x over 1 times sine x on the bottom, which is just sine x. And I'm still adding that to cosine squared x all over sine x. And now my denominators are the same, so I will add them together. So that gives me sine squared x plus cosine squared x over sine x. And maybe now you can see the next step we need to take. This expression here should look familiar. That's the Pythagorean identity. Okay, so if you forget what that is, that's just sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. All right, so I'm going to replace this whole numerator here with just 1. All right, and I'll do that in red so you can see where I made my substitution. So that's 1, and that was over sine x. And now we're almost there. Okay, that looks like L. Sorry about that. Sine. There we go. So remember, we wanted to end up at cosecant x. So you'll notice we have 1 over sine x, but you know that the identity for cosecant x is just 1 over sine x So all we have to do now is make that replacement. So this equals cosecant x, and that's our right hand side, so our proof is done.